Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back today. Today's date is April the 1st. Hope you're all safe at home, such as my wife and myself in these terrible times. But I am very happy to be at home, as I have been for 13 years now, actually more than that. Over 15 years, the years add up quite quickly. But I'm isolated at home, which I don't have a problem with, as I love trading. And as you can see today, I only trade 1 to 3 times a week. Trading for the past month has been like every day is high impact news, like non-farm payroll. The market is moving like crazy, up and down, and you have to know how to trade. And sometimes I get things a little bit off, but I know that it'll come back in my favor and I'll be able to manage the trade and close the trade with a profit. Now in this first trade, I only focused on the euro yen, which is the one you're looking at. And as you can see, it's still, yen is at the top and euro's at the bottom. Let's see where I got in at. Here it is right here. I got in at this point right here, which happened to be at about 13 minutes after 9 this morning. And I closed out the trade as it was bouncing around with about 13 pips. And of course those 13 pips on the euro yen produce $1,212. Now today's way of trading, it's a great way to trade. That's where I'm using the goal line and the AO here. Clearly saying to go short. Should have got in a little bit higher, but I did not come to the computer early enough, so I knew it was going to continue with some kind of a further push, and I'm happy with 13 pips, as you can see. Now the pound pairs, just to let you know, have a lot more volatility. They're a lot more tricky to trade, but once you learn how to trade it, and I teach exactly how to do it within the training videos. I'm using the magic trigger, just to let you know. But the top 3 favorites are the magic trigger. Now the magic trigger is a combination of the pip trigger and the golden trigger merged together. Remember, pip trigger is when the market is trending, and the golden trigger is when you're buying low and selling high, like in a range bound. And that's what these channels are for. So I teach in great detail exactly how to trade the channel. So moving on to the pound Aussie, and this one has a lot more volatility, a lot more movement, as you can see by this big red candle here. And there was no news, like nothing to push the pound or the Aussie. It's just, with this virus all over the world, it's causing a lot of movement within the markets. So on the first trade, I bought it. Let's see where I got in at. I bought it here, and actually I was thinking it was going to keep going, and did a pullback, but I knew it was going to keep going, as I was relying on a great way to trade, that is the goal line and the AO. So let's see where I got in. I got in at got in here. Let's see what time that was. 6 minutes after 9, and I closed out the trade with, it was around 8 pips, 7 or 8 pips, something like that. Let's see, 7 or 8, yeah, 7 pips approximately. And I decided to close out the trade because it was stalling out here and went a little bit above, and I just had a feeling that it was going to tank. Like, you get, after 47,000 hours of looking at charts, you start to get a feeling, And of course, right at this time right here, this was at 10:30. It was approaching the London close. And of course, the market had already done from this point, actually, up to there, it did 143 pips. So once it does 100 pips or more, coming close to the London close, expect a pullback at least to the goal line. And that's why I ended up doing a couple of sells. Now, those 7 pips on the pound Aussie paid $369. So let's clear up those little cursors there. And let's bring in the next trade I did here. Now, on this particular one, I sold it. And of course, I was expecting it to go down more so, which, because of all the high volatility, it just did not cooperate. But around the same time, let's see what time that was, 9:30 this morning, I sold it. And I decided to close it out as it was tanking and going down with approximately around 114 pips. There it is there, around 114 pips. Now I know it went back up, but I knew that as long as it wasn't breaking the top here, I knew it was going to drop at least to the goal line. And I knew that through trade management and money management, make sure you get those two right. Remember, trade management is 20% of the problem. It's something you have to master. Money management is another 20%. You have to master that. Psychological part, proper mindset, that is 50%. And the only thing left over now is 10%. And you gotta have a half decent system. There is no magic indicator. There's no holy grail. You just have to have something that gives clear signals, which my trigger system, any one of them, all of them do. As blue we're buying and red we're selling. And of course, when I started seeing the rate in here and over here and here, I knew that it was going to start to go down. And so I knew that this move up was coming to an end, and it was gonna drop at least to the goal line. You have to know how to trade. And of course, originally, I was expecting this was going to be the move to go down to a deeper down, closer to the goal line. Never happened. So I just had to weather this storm, and I knew here and here that it was eventually going to turn into a profitable trade. Like, you have to know how to trade. In other words, at the beginning, when the market opens here, the New York, then it does a push, and once it flattens out, then expect a pullback to the goal line. And I teach all of that within the training videos. Now, in this particular trade, I was expecting it to come down, and never did so. And then, of course, on the next trade over here, let's see, that was 114 pips, paying $6,840. Now, once it was hitting the top up here, I knew it was going to tank, and so I sold it again, pound Aussie right here. Let's see, and there it is right there. I sold it, and I managed the trade. Should have stayed in for much longer, to tell you the truth, but I closed it out with 40 pips, and of course it continued to go down to eventually pay out on my previous trade. So that was 40 pips on the pound Aussie, paying $2,416. As I said, I should have managed it a little bit better, but I was happy with the pip total, which happens to be 174 pips. And when I started to see these numbers coming in here, I closed it out a little bit quicker. Wish I hung on a little bit more, but with this high volatility, I wanted to close it out with a profit. And my usual goal is, trying to get 50 pips a day between one or more trades. And today I did 4 trades, managed all the trades properly, and came out with 174 pips. Now, as I said, on this trade where I got in right at the top of the channel, I was thinking, as I teach within the training videos, of the golden trigger system. That's where you're selling high and buying low. Obviously, when it started to go up, this would have been another great entry right as it was starting to go up. And that's like 170 pips. But I never did catch that one, as I was very happy with the trading results for today on April the 1st. So I was not surprised by April the 1st or April Fools. Hopefully you were not surprised or tricked by this movement within the market. So exercise a lot of caution, and you have to really be thinking and planning your trades and be thinking which way it's going to go. And I do teach all that within the training videos. Now, if your system is not producing as such, my magic trigger, I suggest you get your hands on it. If you want more information on it, all you have to do is look right below this video and you'll see this right up. It's the magic trigger system. As I said, it's the best of the golden trigger and the pip trigger. I merged them together, came up with the magic trigger. I do charge $250, and I have an ongoing special. All you got to do is call me or email me or get in contact with me through Skype, and I'll let you know what that special is. I'm trying to help traders who are self-isolating at home and want to know another way to make money. And I am very glad I am doing this, because money is not an issue within my household. So, my magic trigger system has over 3.5 gigabytes of training. You'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. It does come with 4 MT4 templates, 10 custom indicators, and my favorite meter, as I showed it to you previously. Now, there's a lot of PDF books and a lot of Word documents that will continue your education and learning how to trade the markets. If you want to make money, more money than doctors and lawyers, you need education. And you cannot become a doctor or lawyer in 30 days, and you will not learn how to trade within 30 days. But the training I give is right to the point, and to help you to get on track as quickly as possible. Now, to become a doctor or lawyer, 7 years and whatever it costs, say $250,000, you don't have to spend $250,000, but you still need the education, which I provide. So, let's see where we're at. There's a lot of ways to trade, and that's why I give 36 training videos for the magic trigger system, along with 9 bonus videos. Now, my most favorite way is a great way to trade, and that's the way I look. It's what I look for every day, because it's the safest and with the highest degree of winning. So, above and beyond that, I give a ton of trading tips, along with I teach how to backtest the magic trigger, how to scalp the market, how to scan the market, how to trade all 3 sessions along with the London close. Now, I do teach how to trade pullbacks and reversals. So this was a pullback to the goal line, and anytime it breaks through and keeps going, I call that the reversal. So I teach exactly how to do it. Now, I would go down to the 5 minutes around this area if I wanted to be pulling the trigger around the goal line. Right now I'm on the 15 minutes. So let's see. I also teach how to trade the channel, the upper and the lower channel. I did that today. and how to trade the goal line. There is always a lot of action around the goal line. Let's see, always a lot of action going up and down around the goal line. So I teach how to do that. And I teach how to trade the news and how to trade with a day job. So if you have a day job, this is excellent. So let's see now if you have any questions about any of my trigger systems or anything at all about trading. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, just send me an email. Remember, there's an underscore here. My Skype ID is Forex_Nelson. I made it easy for you. All you got to do is click on this link here. Now, over the past little bit more than a year, I built 14 brand new trigger systems, and previously before that, over the past 12 years or so, I've built 26 trigger systems. All you got to do is click on this link, and you'll get 26 screenshots. Now, I've done a review. At the time, I had my best two trigger systems, the golden trigger and the pip trigger. You can watch a review on it, and after that I merged them together and came up with the magic trigger, and you can watch a review on that. So that just about wraps up this video. Oh, and by the way, if you make a Skype contact with me, I'll give you a free session, probably lasts about 45 minutes or more, depending on how many questions you may have for me. And I can show you more on the trigger system of your choice. So, as I said, wraps up this video. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trade, be safe and happy trading.